What is the cure for the busy brain? In this video, I'm going to introduce to you the scientifically based brain-shift protocol. Are you ready to shift your brain? I'm Dr. Romie, and welcome to brain-shift. Is it time to brain shift? In the last video, we discussed how our busy lives can lead to a busy brain and a myriad of symptoms that can include not waking up feeling energized. In fact, having difficulty focusing, needing caffeine or stimulants to keep going during the day. And that feeling of anxiousness, inability to focus, and can lead to inflammatory patterns that negatively impact your sleep. We discussed that inflammation is actually at the root cause of all of these symptoms that we call the busy brain. But there is a cure that is based in neurology, neuropsychology, integrative medicine, and mindfulness. I'm Dr. Romie, and I invite you to brain shift. So let's talk about the brain shift protocol. Why does the brain shift protocol work? Well, the reason is when we are having difficulty sleeping or feeling anxious, you can go to a traditional doctor and be prescribed a SSRI, serotonin reuptake inhibitor drug like Paxil or Prozac or Xanax to help with anxiety. If you're feeling difficulty focusing, you may actually get a stimulant like Adderall or take enormous amounts of coffee. You know, those things may provide a temporary relief, but they're not getting to the root cause of the inflammation that's causing these busy brain symptoms. That's where the brain shift protocol comes in. It's been scientifically proven in these steps to find and get to the root cause of the inflammation so that over 4 weeks to 4 months, you can actually stop the busy brain. So there's no more need for a cabinet full of supplements or prescription medications. Let's talk about what the brain shift protocol is. I call it shift your brain. S is for sleep. H is for hormones. I is for inflammatory markers. F is for food sensitivities. And T for technology. I'm going to break them down one by one in this video, and don't panic. You don't have to furiously write them all down. If you click on the link below on YouTube or on the website, you can download a sheet that goes over all of these. Now, I don't want you to think you have to go through all of them at once. We're going to talk at the end of this video what your call to action is and where to start. But I just want to break these down for you one by one. You know, there's this chicken and the egg phenomenon in the brain shift protocol, the S, sleep. What came first? The stress causing the sleep deprivation so we get a busy brain, or your brain is so busy that you can't sleep? It can seem impossible to stop the cycle. But in the brain shift protocol, I break down the science of what happens with a busy brain and inflammation to our circadian rhythm and our biological clock and how to reset it, so that we can start taking sleep hygiene measures and additional medications or supplements if needed and warranted by your doctor to help you sleep again. That is the foundation. Step 2 in the brain shift protocol, H, is for hormones. Now, automatically, when I say hormones, what do you think of, right? We think of testosterone or DHEA in men. We think of estrogen and progesterone in women, especially if you're perimenopausal or menopausal. But I actually want to talk to you. We talked in the last video that the busy brain is caused by inflammation in the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis. And that when we are running in overdrive and putting our brain in overdrive, it's not just our sex hormones that are negatively impacted. We actually have 50 different hormones in our body that govern all of our systems in our body, and any one of those could be off. So in the brain shift protocol, I have lab slips, different for men and women, to take to your doctor to have your hormones checked. We not only look at sex hormones, but more importantly, the state of your thyroid gland and the state of your adrenal gland. It's amazing. You didn't know that a gland somewhere else in your body could be causing all these neurological symptoms, but that is exactly what we find. And if we find that and balance the hormones, we find that the busy brain now shifts to a state of calm and controlled consciousness. So in the BrainSHIFT protocol, we've covered S and H, sleep and hormones. I is for markers of inflammation, or inflammatory markers. Examples, and in subsequent videos, and when you read the book, you'll see, these are labs that we test from anywhere from high sensitivity C-reactive protein to fasting insulin and glucose levels, and your vitamin D3, and checking for methylation disorders. Gosh, that all just seemed like such a mouthful, didn't it, right? You'll get in subsequent videos lessons on exactly why all of these are important to cure your busy brain. I just wanted to make you aware that there are actually nutrients and minerals and other genetic tests that we do in the blood that can affect how your brain is functioning. The next, or the fourth step in the BrainSHIFT protocol is F for food sensitivities. Now, this one is meant to answer all those questions I get all the time as I speak around North America and around the world to Fortune 500 companies. By far, the most common question I'm getting is, for my brain and mental health, what diet I should be on. And this isn't about a diet. We actually find that one of the biggest impact on our brain health is the link to our gut and our brains. And an easy way to figure out what we should and shouldn't be eating is to actually test for food sensitivities. So as you join me on the Shift My Brain protocol for the BrainSHIFT, we are going to discuss how you get food sensitivity testing. Do you have to go to a doctor, or could you do it yourself at home? And what to do with those results. Bottom line, if we remove foods that are creating distress to your gut and an immune reaction, we can calm down the inflammation not only in your gut, but also in your brain. So we have covered sleep, hormones, inflammatory markers, and food sensitivities. The very last one is T for technology. Oh, you get an eye roll. You're like, Dr. Romie, I know digital detox. If you're watching this video, chances are you're one of the 1.1 million adults that has heard me speak in the last 4 years at Fortune 500 companies, global associations, and the athletes that I work with. And you know that I preach digital detox and getting away from technology. But here's the reality. Most of us have jobs where we are sitting in front of computer screens and mobile devices and our tablets for most of our workday. And then we find the activities we want to do, Netflix binge watching, right? At night, keep us in front of that blue screen. But no matter whether you're working or watching the next binge-worthy series, the problem is the blue light from these devices actually stimulates inflammatory hormones like cortisol in the brain, and it depresses serotonin and melatonin, your feel-good and sleep-good hormones. So as we progress, you're going to hear some cutting-edge research I did inside of a company on the effects of digital detox and what to do next. So to summarize, the BrainSHIFT protocol gets to the root cause of why we feel anxious during the day. We can't focus really well, and then all of a sudden we're having sleep disturbances at night. That's what the BrainSHIFT protocol is. This isn't about telling you to go get another prescription for addictive sleeping pills or anxiety pills, or even telling you to buy hundreds of dollars of supplements. This is walking you through an individualized protocol for S, sleep, H, hormones, I, inflammatory markers, F, food sensitivities, and T, technology. That is the BrainSHIFT protocol. It is the book that I am writing. and that will be published soon. But as you follow me along this journey on YouTube and on my website, drromie.com, we're going to be unveiling all of these step by step for you to walk through as a part of our global community. I'm really excited to get started. So you're watching this, you're like, oh my God, Romie, sign me up, please. I'm ready to brain shift. What can I do first? Well, in the last video, I asked you to take some time out and do an assessment on how busy your brain is. Your homework on this video is to do a sleep assessment. When you click below, you're going to download your personalized sleep assessment sheet that I give to all of the executives that I work with and the patients that I spent 14 years working with in neurology and integrative medicine. I want you to do a sleep check sheet so we know exactly where you are. So before I start giving you all this advice and things you've heard or you poo-pooing because you've tried and it didn't work, I want you to grade your own sleep, and then we're going to talk about solutions and what to do next. Stay tuned for the next video in the introduction to the Brain Shift protocol. I'm Dr. Romie, and are you ready to shift your brain? Welcome to the Brain Shift community.